All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us His truth and continually teach us His truth. And peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in His word and truth sincerity. All right, this is going to be a quick video. I came across this on Facebook, and this is the mentality of a lot of these Babylonians. They missed the so-called good old days. You see right here it says we had 24-hour Walmart, $5 foot loans, $20 full tanks, $1 met chickens, 99-cent stores. Man, we had it all. What happened? And then you see Bugs Bunny, he right there pretty much drunk off some some carrot juice. But I just thought it was funny. And when I saw this, I immediately thought of, Jeremiah 51. Okay, because there's no healing for this place. Okay, this place ain't going back to, low, like it say, $20 for a full tank. Low prices on foods. Which there's, other similar memes like this that I saw where it would show like how much it was for a brand new car and a brand new house, like 60, 70 years ago. Pretty much people is just, lamenting, man. It's a lot of videos, you know, coming out of people admitting that they struggling financially. A lot of people is living check to check. A lot of people is working a bunch of hours just to, still be in the negatives, man. So people are on edge. People are more depressed than ever. And that's beautiful. Good for you people, you know? And we're in the end of this place. Okay, there's no denying that Babylon has reached its end. Okay, nothing is the same anymore. You even got niggas in the world saying that now. Nothing is the same. The food ain't the same. The music ain't the same. The movies ain't hitting like they used to. Video games ain't hitting like they used to. Everything has reached, you know, pretty much there's nothing more that Babylon can offer. Now, everything is about to be digital, and that's going to be like a, what's it called, when somebody dead or about to die, about to pass out, and they shock them. They rub those things together, and they shock them to bring them back. Pretty much that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to, make Babylon boom again, but even that's gonna be short lived. All right. But anyway, I'm gonna grab this, and like I said, this ain't gonna be a long video, but this is Second Esdras chapter 9 verse 1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning." And we see that at an all-time high. We're seeing earthquakes and uproars of the people. People protesting. They protesting big over there in Israel, man. Wow, ISRS, brother. Okay. Yeah, so, it's a lot going on, man. You still got, which you just saw the article pop up, ICE coming down on the Northern Kingdom, and they working their way to the Southern Kingdom, man. Okay, which would be Jacob's trouble. Okay, but reading on, it says, "For light as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest." So it's clear that we're in the end. And even Yahweh Shah spoke about, earthquakes and pestilence and famines, saying that this is the beginning of sorrows. Okay, so we're clearly in the end of this place, and people are lamenting. People are missing the past. When their life was so called, easier. They didn't have so much stress. But hey, this is just the beginning, man. All right. Scriptures tell us in 2nd Edges 2 and 27, because while you people suffer, hey, we're going to be laughing at you, man. We're going to be laughing at you. We're going to be praising Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, that's how the elect is going to be. This is 2nd Edges chapter 2, verse 27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. So these people are going to be sorrowful, weeping, and this is just the beginning, you know, because it's going to get so bad that 2nd Edges 15 and 2nd Edges 16 is fully going to be playing out. Okay, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall spoil his house with the sword. You know, people going to be killing each other for food, killing each other over bottled waters, over cans of peas. You know, people going to be killing each other over, you know, packs of ramen, man. It's gonna be real bad out here, you know. But the elect is gonna be merry and have abundance. So I'm gonna get one last, and I'm gonna wrap it up. It's gonna be the last one. It's gonna be the last one right here. Hold on, Salakia. Yeah, so this is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse. I started verse 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Why is this place a golden cup in his hand? Because he has a special judgment reserved for this place. See, the Lord, after he destroys this place and flexes his power, his name will be known throughout all the earth for eternity. Okay? And throughout the universe. Because we're going to spread, you know, throughout these other planets. So the Lord, he's going to make his name permanently known in the earth. Okay? When he does this judgment. Okay? It says that made all the earth drunken, because everybody want to be like Babylon. It says the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Right, these nations, they wanted to be just like America. You know, they wear the suit and tie. They got fast food, restaurants, strip clubs. You know, they pretty much engage in the wickedness that Babylon does. They engage in it in their lands, you know. And China just recently banned OnlyFans. You know, it says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. Right, this place is suddenly fallen. You know, going back to that meme. All right, people is like, what happened? You know, we used to have dollar, like it said on that meme. We used to have dollar mint chickens. You know, we used to have a dollar menu. You know, dollar double cheeseburgers. You know, what happened? Now people struggling, man. Now people, you got women on social media saying they need a roommate. You know, being a independent single woman ain't popping no more. You know, it says we will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky. So there's no healing for this place. This place is not going to be healed. It's not going to go back to the so-called good old days. This place is over. It's done. All right, the Lord is about to, you know, remove this place from the map real soon, man. It's going to be the biggest desert on the planet. Like it says in Isaiah 13, it says it shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, and it shall never be inhabited again. Because Sodom and Gomorrah, which was 5 cities, they were destroyed by fire and brimstone. But this time, the fire is going to come from a thermonuclear war. Okay? And that will be the second death. All right? So, like I said, just a quick video, Lord willing. It was edifying. With that, I'm going to say shalom.